How's it going, everybody? It's Matt again, and today we're going to take a look at another New Age third-party Legend Scale Transformer. This time it's going to be New Age H02, their Manero or Jazz. Obviously, I got this from the same seller as I got some of the other New Age bots from my other video, and this box got it the worst out of all of the other boxes. This one just got absolutely annihilated. You should have seen it when I first got it. It was like completely smashed in. Luckily, Jazz was in here. He was in perfectly fine condition. So I got very lucky because this box got absolutely destroyed. But I did my absolute best to get it pop back out so that it's, somewhat able to be shown off in video. But, I mean, we'll do our best. So, obviously, it's the same kind of G1 type of box art with the legendary heroes on the front, and there it is from the side, and a good kind of like scene on the back here. But, yeah, decent box art, but, if it wasn't completely destroyed. But we're also going to get a set of instructions. They're fine. It's okay. Same instructions that we get with most of New Age's stuff. It is perfectly fine. But we're going to get just a few little accessories. We're going to get his little gun here. It is not painted. It is kind of like this silvery, kind of like swirly plastic, which is, it's all right. But no paint on it or anything. We're also going to get, these are the only other accessories it comes with, he's going to get these little speakers, or like megaphone things, but they're all painted in purple with a little bit of silver there. But yeah, that's about it. But here he is, and he looks pretty good. Nice little Porsche. He's got, his wheels are pretty big. He looks a little funky from the side, but he's all right. Got some nice decals and stuff painted up the top here with a little bit of silver accent there. Painted black windshield, a little decal number 4 there on the side. But not too bad. There he is from the underside, and he's a little bit hollow down here. You can definitely see his head, but it's not too bad. These little speakers can actually be plugged into these little ports that are on the sides of the spoilers. So you can plug them in like so, if it lets me. There you go. If you want to do that, you totally can. But that's about all that you can do here in car mode. I mean, they're plastic wheels. They rolls just fine. He's roughly like Hot Wheel car size, so he goes pretty good with all the other car bots. But not too bad, a little figure. But let's go into transformation. So first off, what you're going to want to do is take these wheel sections here and just flip them in like so. Flip them in like this, and that'll unveil this little tab here, which will allow you to pull these off of here. And then you're just going to kind of split everything here and pull it out, and it'll extend the legs here and this waist section. So you're going to kind of pull these out, and then these little panels here, these can be kind of a pain in the butt to get in, but these panels need to kind of go in and underneath the rest of this section here so that you can flip the joint out like so, and it'll pop this little panel out. So, like so. There you go. So then this whole panel will lift up, and then basically what we're going to do is take this section here, and it's going to, let me see, let's pull the foot out first. So pull this foot down off this tab, and see this section here. This needs to rotate and then drop down on this slider, kind of locking everything in place. And then it has a whole array of different hinges here. So this panel will come folding in like so, and then it will fold in like this, and then fold in again against the side part right here. And then this little panel will just kind of come down and lock that section in place. And then this little toe will just lift up and then rest up against the foot. And then for the most part, there is a leg. So on the other side here, I'm going to lift up this foot section. We'll go ahead and take the toe out. This part here will rotate like so, and then slide on that track. You'll feel it pop into place, and then that will fold in. This will gotta get it aligned correctly. That'll fold in and then fold in again, and you can kind of put the foot up and then lock that down. And then there are both of the legs done. Now for the arms here, we're gonna kind of want to lift up and out on this part, and then the forearm will just kind of come out like so. Do that on both sides, and then this little joint up here is going to rotate the arm out like so, and then we're going to kind of just bring this section down, and then the head is on this little panel here attached to this like number 4 piece right here, and this whole thing is just going to kind of come up and pull the head through like so, allowing you to put these 2 wheel sections in all the way. Well, once I actually get it up all the way. There. That needs to be out of the way. Now you can kind of bring these in. This top part here of the front of the grill, going to need to lift this up off of this little peg, put that forwards, and then just, yeah, sorry, these wheels didn't need to be in yet. And then bring this whole section up like so, so that this front part of his abdomen will come up, and the front part of the car will kind of collapse up to the top of this, and it'll actually lock into this little hole right here, like so. And now you can put the wheels in all the way. And then this section here will just come up, and that little notch right there is going to go into that abdomen section, like that. And then it's just a matter of cleaning him up, so just rotate his head around, and this isn't tapping in correctly for some reason. There we go. Rotate his head around, rotate his forearms in the right position, rotate his hands around, flippity floppity floop, get him all how he's supposed to look, and more or less there is jazz. Pretty good. Nice little simple transformation. It's fun to mess with. I like him. He cleans up decent. I will say that he does have these big spoiler spurs on the backs of his legs that I am not really a fan of. But you don't notice it really at all from the front. When you turn to the side, ooh boy. This definitely could have probably cleaned up a little bit better on the back. And his shoulders do sit a little far back. But, you know, he's pretty old figure in New Age's line, so I can forgive that. But he's not half bad. His head, I really like his face sculpt. Looks pretty good. Nice painted blue visor. I think he looks nice. But, yeah, not too bad. His little speakers can either be held in his hands, or you can take them, and there's these little ports on either sides of his little shoulders, so you can put them up on his shoulders if you want to. And then, of course, his gun can be held just fine. You can also take his gun and you can put it on his shoulder as well. If you want it to look kind of like the G1 toy, you can totally do that. But I'll take all that off, and I'll show off his articulation. So his head is on a ball joint. Can move around plenty, can look down quite a lot, can look up just a little bit, side to side, and it can rotate all around, all that good stuff. There's a joint here, which is meant more for transformation, but you can use it to kind of get his arms in and out a little bit, kind of like a collarbone. He has a ball jointed shoulder. You can get about that far out, rotate all the way around, you know, whatever. Single ball jointed elbow, get you just a little over 90 degrees, and his wrist does rotate. He does have a waist swivel, but it's a little limited because of the back of this, the top of the car, so you can't rotate all the way around. It does have a kind of like pseudo waist joint, so you can move that forwards. So he's got, waist joint, ab crunch. So he does have a little bit of an ab crunch. Ball jointed hips will get you, if you use this joint, you can get them out all the way. Otherwise, they can only go about that far. They can go back pretty far, forwards pretty far. There's a little mushroom joint there, or mushroom peg, so you can rotate his legs around all the way. He just has a single jointed knee, which will get you just maybe about 90 degrees. But it does also go the other way, which is kind of wonky. I wish there was some way to kind of limit that, because his legs do end up kind of wanting to lean forwards a little bit. Could have been better. His foot does have a joint all the way back here if you want to count that. His toe can move, and he does have a little ankle rocker there. on his foot itself, on that little black piece. So, I mean, articulation is not that bad. I mean, it could be better, but it's not terrible. But, yeah. Well, let me get him cleaned up, and we'll do some size comparisons. All right, size comparison time. So how about here he is next to one of NEWAGE's mini bots. There's Bumper. And then how about another car bot? There he is with NEWAGE's Prowl. And here is NEWAGE's Thundercracker for a Seeker. And then why not? Here is NEWAGE's Toxitron for their Prime Mold. And then how about Magic Square's Optimus? So you can see the size that we're working with. Just like a little bit bigger than like the other car bots, just like slightly. All right, so that's going to do it for NEWAGE H02 Manero, or their Jazz. I think he's decent. He's definitely showing his age a little bit. He's a little floppy in some spots, like the knees. His shoulders are definitely not very tight. But you know, of course, it's it's an older figure, but it is also one of NEWAGE's first figures, apart from their like Bumblebee, so I can forgive that. The proportions on his legs are a little funky. His shoulders are a little bit farther back than what they should be. But I mean, otherwise, I mean, he's a pretty fun little figure. I can't complain too much. I mean, his paint is really nice. Whatever parts are painted. Most of the white is not painted, but all the pad printed stuff and all the decals and stuff look pretty good. It does unfortunately use some of that kind of swirly fake silver plastic, which is probably why he's a little loosey goosey in some spots, but it's not too bad. But yeah, I mean, if you can get a hold of one, I mean, they're pretty nice. I think I picked this guy up secondhand for like $20, so I don't think they're very expensive, but I think that it's worth it. Fun little figure just to sit on your desk and mess with. And he looks pretty good next to all of NEWAGE's other bots, so I think he holds up just fine. But yeah, so solid recommend for me. But thank you for watching the video. If you made it this far in the video, of course, thank you. Please comment, like, subscribe to my channel. Feel free to check out some of my other videos if you'd like. There's a whole playlist that you can check out that has all of my other reviews if you want to check any of them out. But, of course, if you want to support me on Patreon, I appreciate it. That's more for, like, my Armored Core stuff and for my models and 3D stuff. But that's probably the best way to support me if you want to do so. So, I would appreciate it. Check it out. It's in the description if you want to go follow me over there. But, of course, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.